Fort Moser in the house. Good to see you, Fort.
Good to see you.
Coming out of practice today, what was this practice like today? What did you guys do today?
We had a walkthrough today, just going over like all the stuff we've been preparing for during the week and putting in the game plan and what we'll be doing this week facing DH Conley.
Are you going to play any defensive back this week?
It's been thought of, and I think
talked
about. So I think maybe, but I think I might be primarily focusing on the offensive side of the ball.
Back when you were younger, maybe back around your freshman year, you were a defensive back, and man, you had like 5 or 6 interceptions to start the year. Was that the same year you got hurt?
Yes, it was.
You were racking them up that year. And then you got the spleen injury, right?
Liver
right around the side there.
Yes,
hit the side, boy. Yeah. So you may have to come and be called to duty tomorrow night. A little bit of defense against this DH Conley team.
Yes, they're a very talented offensive team, so we probably use all the help that.
How about this quarterback Abers they've got? What about him?
He's very big. I will say that. He's got a lot of talent, but I think the game plan that we have set up on defense, I think we can shut him down and win the game.
It's all about pressure, right? Put pressure on the other team. You got to put pressure on the team with your defense. You got to put pressure on your offense. Yeah. Here's a question for you. These are kind of off the top of the cuff and some questions. Your quarterbacks, you got Flippin, and you've also got Leonard.
Yes.
Do you see the ball come? How do you see the ball coming from this sport? Do you see any differently as the ball comes to you from those quarterbacks?
I wouldn't say I see it any differently. There's definitely a different velocity on the ball between the two quarterbacks. I wouldn't say either one's better than the other. I think they're both good quarterbacks. I think you can't really go wrong with either one of them. But I'm excited. I don't think there's too much of a difference, to be honest.
You probably don't look at the numbers, though. I've been tracking the numbers all year long. Got like 72 receptions this year.
Yes,
I'm thinking this kid could have caught a few more passes. He would be, and still could be right in line to get 100 receptions. That would be phenomenally nutty, crazy.
It would be.
Over 1,000 yards and toward about 1,100. I think you're probably, I saw one time ranked about the top 5 or 3 in the state in receiving yards.
Yes, sir.
It's not bad either.
Yes, sir. I was, I think 4 or 5 a couple weeks ago. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be back up there.
Think about guys like Haywood Jeffries out of Page, who had that 100 reception year in the pros back. Not too many high school guys get a chance to catch 100 passes this year. And I love the slant route. Is that what's the Fort Moser favorite route to run?
My favorite route would probably be a fade, just because I like to attack the ball and I like the.
You like to attack the ball, but what are we going to do about this offensive pass? When are we going to outlaw this in the game? We got to eliminate this from our game. Get rid of that. I mean, the defensive guys knocking people around, hitting people off. You got to have some kind of help. When do we get rid of this offensive pass interference thing?
The offensive pass interference hurt us against Northeast. One of the last plays of the game, caught a touchdown, and offensive pass interference kind of cost the game for us. But yeah, it'd be.
I'm just saying they need to take that out of the rule book. There should be no. The receivers got to have a chance to get involved and kind of battle against the defenders. They hit everybody so much anyway. You got to have some room out there, some space.
I agree.
How about those early morning workouts you've been doing with Mr. Paul? Are those going pretty good for you?
Yes, they have been. We can 2 times or 1 or 2 times a week. We work out in the morning before school and just kind of go through things that we need to work on. And it's good to get through.
Is it hard to get up? What time do you guys go?
We work out from 7 to 8 in the morning, so I got to be there around 6:45.
Is it hard to get up and get that early morning rolling?
It's hard because after that I got to go to school for 7 hours.
So you got to get to school in time, and after that you got practice, right?
Yeah, it's a long day.
It's almost like kind of having like a college schedule in some ways too. Looking like a college schedule.
Yeah.
I asked you about today, what you guys did in practice today. What do you remember most about today's practice? Leaving out. I hate to say it, but we just got to be a philosophy thing. We got to speculate. Got to talk about crazy things. You never know. This could be the last practice. You never know. You got to take those things into consideration. You got to win tomorrow night. You got to win to get home to play Eastern Guilford next week. But if this were the last, what do you remember about today's practice?
I remember a lot of positive-minded people, and I think that we believe in ourselves and that we're going to win this week, and that we'll be playing either Eastern or Hillside, I think, next week.
Got to be home, got to be back next week. And what do you remember about the first day of practice? The first day of practice is kind of skewed because you practice all summer long anyway, do so many workouts. But that first official day of practice, what do you remember about that for this year? Any memories on that going back?
I think that we've definitely grown a lot since the first practice, but I think our mindset is still the same. We still want to get to our goal, which would be obviously the state championship. And I think that it hasn't varied or changed much. And I think we've definitely gotten better throughout the whole year. I think so.
Ford Moser with us from Northern Guilford. The Nighthawks playing D.H. Conley tomorrow night. But against Holton Ehlers, the big quarterback from D.H. Conley, who's got like 4,000 yards total for the year, 68 touchdowns. Had 9 touchdown passes last week. Ran for a couple of touchdowns. Just some phenomenal 600 and some yards, total yards. Got to shut him down tomorrow. Ford may be playing some defense tomorrow night. We'll put in a recommendation for Coach Westberg. Maybe give this guy a few defensive chances tomorrow night in the game. If you had this on this table right here, had 2 offers, one offer from Wake Forest, one offer from North Carolina, which one would you take?
If I had to pick between the both?
Between those two, just now, hypothetical situation, I thought, what's a good question for Ford? You got Wake Forest here, got North Carolina there. Which one do you think you take?
I don't know. Any idea? I don't know. They're both good schools. I don't know if I could choose one at the moment.
Too soon to tell?
Too soon to tell.
Because you got Wake Forest because your uncle went there.
Yes, sir.
Your dad went there.
Yes, sir.
Both were receivers back in the day. You got North Carolina where your cousin Austin was there. Yeah. He's had a very good career. Got injured this year. Hope he's back. Does he come back next year one more year?
I think he's going to try to come back within the next couple of weeks. I'm not
so he's going to try to finish up this year?
Yes, and I think he's going to...
He'd probably come back for the NC State game and get about 200 yards receiving all crazy things.
Yeah.
But,
and then I also have another cousin at ECU.
He's a taller guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I've seen that guy maybe at the 7-on-7 at Guilford last year. He was over there on the sideline, I think, with maybe Austin. Austin, he would love to watch you play. He didn't seem like part of the play. He was kind of small.
Yeah, he's about 6'2", much different. Plays a lot different than Austin. They're both very different, but both very good, so it's exciting to watch.
What's the key to your game as far as your overall capabilities and abilities? What do you say is the top feature of your game? If you're trying to sell your game down the road, how do you sell that game? What's the key feature?
All the training that I do with my uncle, I think my route running would be one of my better attributes, and I think the way that I attack the ball and catch it would be also another thing that I say would be one.
Attacking the ball is pretty good because you get caught with the offensive pass interference. That's because of energy and effort on your part. Here's a question for you. If Coach Westberg were not coaching football, what do you think he'd be coaching? What would he be a good coach of if Coach Westberg's not a football coach?
That's a good question. I don't know. He's a pretty good ISS and PE teacher, so maybe that would be what he would be doing. I don't know.
Just teach PE full time?
Yeah.
Has he got any specialties in PE? I know you guys probably do some weight training in PE class, but any other? When I was in PE class back when I was, we did the same thing. We lifted weights and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does weights.
Take the last class. I love that last class of the day. Go and get dressed for football practice as you've done. But I used to enjoy things like volleyball. Enjoy that part of PE class. You guys do things like that?
Yeah, he does weight training, so it's mostly lifting weights and stuff. Yeah.
Is that a key part of what you do? Your workouts and things?
I'm actually not in that weight training class, but after school, during the regular season, we work out Mondays and Wednesdays, but during the off season, we work out just about every day.
Now, he told me he's had one student in that class, Elisa Cadane, that's been in his weight training class. Yes. If we've got maybe a weightlifting contest between Ford Moser and Elisa Cadane, who wins that contest?
Oh no, Elisa Cadane, she's an athlete, so I don't know. It'd be a good contest.
Good competition, good kid, like that kid. I heard that she went ahead and I don't know if she signed this week, but I know she made her commitment to NC State, play basketball there, and wish her the best there. What makes football fun for you? Because it's got to be fun because there's so much of this football in your family. Yeah. You got your dad, you got your uncle, you got your cousins, you guys are all playing football. What makes it fun for you?
I like the competition. It obviously runs in the family, so it just grew up around it. So I think it's just what I was meant to be doing. So I just love it.
Do you play any other sports?
I'm going to be playing basketball this year. So
playing basketball this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not bad. I'll just guess. Guard?
Yes, most likely.
Not bad at all. So Coach Chambers and Coach Hodge, you got you signed up for the basketball.
Yeah, I'm going to try out to see if hopefully I'll make it.
I hope you get on it because usually the athletes that play sports are good competitive basketball players. Let's see you out there going at that.
Yes, sir.
Who is the nicest person on your football team? You got one guy on that team's a nice guy. Who's the nice guy on your team?
I don't know if we got too many nice guys, but I think that's good. I think we need mean guys on the football team, but I don't know. We got a lot of nice.
Who's the meanest guy on that team? Who's the guy you don't want to mess with?
Somebody I don't want to mess with?
Yeah, the meanest guy, the guy you can probably trust. This guy's got our back no matter where we go. Meanest, toughest guy on this team.
I'd say C.J. Fox.
C.J. Fox.
Yeah, he's a mean guy.
He can take care of business.
He's tough. He's tough.
Got to take care of business. C.J. Fox, the man. Now, what are your coaches? If you had we talked about Coach Westberg, and what do somebody would teach or coach or work with besides football. What about one of the coaches on your coaching staff? If you guys were in a football game, you need coaches come in and play in that game. Which one of your coaches has got game can step right in? Which of your coaches can play right now?
If I had to pick one coach, I'd probably pick Coach Gritton. He's our defensive coordinator. I'd have to say he'd probably be in the best shape to play in the game right now.
What position would he probably play?
He'd probably play linebacker.
Be a linebacker.
He needed a linebacker.
Did you put Fox versus your coach? Could C.J. Fox be able to stay with the coach? Be pretty tough.
I can't say. I'm not gonna pick between one of them.
Pretty tough competition.
Yeah,
there.
it would be
tough
good.
competition. 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? What do you think you'll be living? What do you think you'll be doing 10 years down the road?
The dream would be to play in the NFL. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing. If I don't do that, I don't know exactly what I'll be doing yet, but hopefully I'll figure that out soon.
And you got the rest of this year, junior, right?
Yes, sir.
And next year, too.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things down the road for Fort Moser, and good to have him with us tonight at Kickback Jacks on Battleground Avenue. If you made it big in the NFL, you guys are in pretty good shape already, but just something nice you do. If you made it big in the NFL, what would you buy your mom?
I'd probably buy her a car. Cars. She likes cars, so I'd buy her a nice car.
I used to see her some of the football 7-on-7. I know she likes to take photographs too. She
does.
Keeps some of those kids close.
Yeah, she enjoys taking pictures, so it'd be nice.
Do you guys look over those when she's done, and also do you save some of that stuff?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What's the perfect play in a game for you? One big play for you would be your perfect play.
Like the best play, I'd probably say. Something I would dream about would be last play, game on the line, throw it deep, and I catch it, we win the game. Would probably be the.
Here's a play for you. Let's see here. We'll close out. A good way to close that with Fort Moser receiving type man from Northern Guilford. Julio Jones, Carolina Panthers game last week. Ball comes him in the end zone, hits him in the pads, and he misses the ball. Now, do you catch all football with your hands and hands on?
It depends situation and where the ball is. I wouldn't say I catch all of them with my hands, but that's definitely the goal.
You've pretty much been taught that way anyway.
Yes.
If he catches that ball with his hands instead of with his pads, if that ball doesn't get in Julio Jones's pads in the end zone, did you see that game by the way?
Yes, I did.
You saw that play?
Yeah.
Atlanta wins that game, right?
Yeah, they would. They would have won that game.
Do you pull for the Panthers in every single solitary game?
Yes, I do. Every game. Panthers.
Lead that Panthers, and you love those guys.
Yep, I do.
All right, we'll get forward going. We got a lot of questions to talk about all day. We got good men here tonight. Mr. Fox and Mr. Edgerstein's here tonight, too. Our lineman and our linebacker from Northern Guilford. How about this? Who's your favorite receiver on the Panthers team right now?
On the Panthers team right now, I'd probably have to say Devin Funches would be my favorite. Yes.
Did you like the trade? When Benjamin took off to Buffalo.
I don't know. Hopefully they have something in mind what they're going to do with all that. I don't know if it was the best idea, but they probably have some like a plan behind that. So
now, who's got to become the number 2 receiver behind Funches? I keep looking over there. I don't want it to be McCaffrey because he's got backfield responsibilities too, but he's a great receiver at the backfield. Who becomes their number 2 man after that, do you think?
I'd say maybe Curtis Samuel, someone like that. I think that's who needs to step up and be number 2.
Ed Dixon had that one huge game. He's been quiet since then.
Yeah, I think he'll step up. I wouldn't say he's quite as at the caliber as Greg Olsen, but he's definitely filling the spot there now.
And they helped out to get Greg Olsen back, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were.
Fort Moser, good man. Thanks for being with us. Keep up the good work. Good luck in the game tomorrow night, and get that win against D.H. Conley, Northern Guilford with us tonight, Hawks. And who's up next? Who's your next man?